Hey, this is WhyBeAre with Cartoon Project. That's Cartoon Project, not Cartoon Project. And this game is in early access, and you can tell. But there is a lot of potential to this game, and it really reminds me a lot of what Street Legal Racing Redline was, and I hope it can become a lot like that game when it's completed. So we're going to start a brand new game, and the way it starts you off is you're in a garage, and you have absolutely nothing. But because this is the early access version of the game, you have tons of money. With all that money, we can go and buy a used car from the used car dealer. That is the perfect car. It's terribly, terribly beat up, so we can fix it up and make it look a lot better. Also, there's a dude over there. I assume he's the one who owns this car and is selling it to me. So I will buy this Wengen Jersey for 33,678 credits. I don't know how the credits really work out, because who in the world would pay that many dollars for a car that looks like that? Now, I believe the developers are from Poland, so if you were to convert their money to US currency, it'd be about $8,000, which still seems like a lot. Anyways, ignoring the cost, this is now officially my vehicle. And I have just one question. Can this hunk of junk actually drive? To figure that out, let's go ahead and take it to the track. And at this point, I must mention one of my biggest complaints at the game in its current state. It does not support controllers, so you have to drive using the keyboard, and I've never had a single racing game feel good driving with the keyboard. What's important though is, does the vehicle drive? Let's find out. Gassing, and it does drive, and it seems like it drives surprisingly well. So let's change that a little bit. If we go over here to the left, we have some jumps we can take, and if we hit those jumps, we will damage up the car and make it where it can no longer drive. We'll start with the smaller size jump, nice and easy. Okay, we completely blew up the front suspension doing that. It's just gone now. The front suspension's gone. I got no steering at all. So now we got a few extra parts we have to fix because of me doing a jump. That's fine. We can fix that. So let's go ahead and go back to the garage. And we're going to start by making the car drivable. Once the car's drivable, we'll make it nice and pretty. So to make it drivable, all I think we need to do is just replace the suspension, because after the jump, the engine's still revved up just fine. So I think the engine is okay. We just need to add the wheels back on. So to get some wheels, we're going to go ahead and go to the parts catalog. We go to suspension parts. And then first, we need to buy some lower control arms. We need one for the left side and then one for the right side. You'll also notice that some parts have a little check mark, other ones do not. If it has a little check mark, that means it is compatible with your vehicle. If it doesn't have a check mark, that means it's not compatible. So in addition to that, we also need to get some struts. And you'll probably notice the struts come in a lot of different colors. In addition to the difference in colors, it also changes the statistics. So some of them are really stiff, other ones are really soft. Now, I have no idea what's going to be best for this vehicle, so I'm going to pick it based purely on color. Purple is a really nice color, so we're going to get purple struts. And then we got to make sure we get one for the right side as well. That's going to do it for the suspension parts, but we also need to get some brakes because the brakes have flown off. And the brakes is what the wheels connect onto, so you don't need to worry about getting a hub or anything for that. You just buy some brakes and you'll be good to go. And I think for the brakes, the biggest ones you can get are the 300mm ones, so we'll go ahead and get 2 of those, one for each side. Those are symmetrical, so I don't need to worry about making sure a left side and a right side. Then we're going to go get some rims. And I want to do something fun with the rims. I want to get one big one and one small one. So this one looks kind of cool with like a pink design on it. So go ahead and get that one. And then we want to get one of the really big ones. I believe there's some 20 inchers. Yeah, there we go. We'll put a 20 incher on one side and a 17 incher on the other side and see what happens. So we got to get tires that match. So that means we need a R17 and an R20. Here are the R17s. It looks like the lower you go, the better they are. So that's probably the best R17 we can get. And then for the 20 incher, there are some 20-inch ones. This should be all we need to fix up the car. So we order the parts, and then they're all delivered immediately to us. So to install the parts, we go to inventory, and they're all here ready to install. And a lot of the parts do have an animation when you install them, so watch closely in this area and see if you can see it. Lower control arm, little animation for that. Then we're going to do the other side as well. The strut, little animation, other side. Brake disc, little animation for that one. And then for the wheels, here's where it gets fun. So 17-inch rim on one side, 20-incher on the other side. 17-inch wheel, 20-inch wheel. I just thought it's It's like Patrick Star on the wheels. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that that's what the pink stuff was. I thought it was like some sort of chrome reflecting off or something like that. No, it's actually pink, like SpongeBob wheels. Okay. Oh, that looks great. Look at the monstrous wheel on this side compared to the really regular wheel on that side. This is going to be awesome. All right, let's go see if this is enough to make it drive again, and we'll test it out the outlets. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. It works. So we have officially fixed the car up so it does drive. Now we just got to make it look pretty. Oh, steering is not that great. Oh, that is awesome, but really, really weird. Like, it's completely exactly what you would expect, but when you have it happen out of nowhere, it's weird. So when you steer left and right, you can tell the wheels are completely asymmetrical. Because if I'm steering to the right, look how hard it grips in. Like, whoa, that's a hard, aggressive turn, right? Go to the left. I'm gonna go to the left eventually. Just gonna get a little slowly. And then to the right, so it just rips to that side. So you can totally tell that there are different wheels on this thing, and I love that. It is implemented where it actually does wacky stuff if you do wacky stuff to the car. Oh! It turned in so hard. I figured I would go around that pole, and I hit it directly instead. What I need to do is I need to make it symmetrical just to make it somewhat drivable. So you know what we're going to use? I'm actually a little torn, to be honest. I could use the big aggressive wheels, which look ridiculous, but I think the big aggressive wheels is why it handles so badly. So we need to put Patrick Stars on both sides to make this thing actually drive decently. So go to the parts catalog. We're going to get another of the same R17s, and then we'll get the same rim as well. Order that. Go back out. And then we got to remove these ones. So to remove parts, all you need to do is just click and hold on them. Whoops. You also got to make sure you are in mechanic mode, which allows you to remove the parts. And then also you need to make sure the car is lifted up to be able to remove the wheel. That makes sense. So we'll go ahead and remove the tire. And then we can go ahead and remove the rim. So now I'll put the new ones on. And this thing should handle great now, I think. Let's go test it. Oh, that's right. We gotta lower the car before we're allowed to drive it out of here. I always forget about lowering and raising the car for things. So, all right, here we go. How is the handling in my SpongeBob vehicle? Oh, that's great. Now it turns in really hard left or right. Doesn't matter which direction you're going. Awesome. So if we were to actually do like this little autocross here, it can do it surprisingly well. If I didn't hit that cone right there, it would be doing perfect. But yeah, it's working great now. That is awesome. It turns in so tight and easy. I like these wheels. The SpongeBob wheels are the best wheels there are in the game. Like, that was impressive just how tight it cornered there. So we'll go back to the garage, and now we're going to make the car look pretty. We're going to start by removing all of the parts that are damaged. Now, the front bumper, I don't think it was damaged when I bought the car, but it was after I slammed into the light pole, so that part, remove it. This fender over here, very badly damaged. We'll remove that. Now, this door, really awkward looking. We have to remove that one, and you'll notice when you click on the door, it says remove other coexisting parts. So if parts stack onto other parts, you can't remove them all at once. So on the door, for example, you have to remove the mirror before you can remove the door, which isn't exactly the way I would think about this in real life. Like if I'm removing the door, I would just remove the door and everything that's attached to it. So still, you got to remove coexisting parts. We also need to remove the interior trim as well. Again, in real life, I wouldn't do it like that. I would remove the whole door, but that's the way it is in this game. The problem, however, is it doesn't tell you what part to remove. It just says up here, remove other coexisting parts. I really wish it would just tell you what part it is, because there are some situations where you're like, well, what else is there to remove? You know, it's like I removed the interior, I removed the mirror. Well, here we also have to remove the window. And sometimes you can't even click on the window properly. Like I'm trying to click on the window, which I know is here, but it's just there. No, I think that's the rear window I'm removing. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I removed the rear window, but you have situations like this where you just can't remove the part even though you know exactly what you need to do. You're just like clicking and hunting for that right thing. So I'm going to just keep clicking for a bit and see if I can find this window or not, and I'll be back if I do. Good news, I actually found a workaround for this. So if you go to the tuning mode, you can tune how open and closed the window is. So if you just kind of mess around with this enough, eventually we'll be able to click the window like it's there and remove the window, which means you can finally remove the door. And I've already removed the window on the other side, so that door comes right off. This door in the back, almost in good condition, but you can see it's a little bit misaligned with the upper parts of the body, so we'll replace that one as well. That one I removed the window, and I was just removing as many windows as I could. Same goes for the left side. That one's messed up. And then the rear bumper, messed up. Rear hatch, messed up. We can't remove the rear hatch just yet. I think we need to remove the window first, which I can't even see the window. That's the problem too. It's like the windows are invisible after the car gets wrecked, I think, because you can see the window very clearly here on the windshield, but somehow they just kind of glitched away on some of the parts. Like I said, early access. These are things that I'm sure will eventually be fixed in some point in the future. So now all the parts that I can replace have been removed, so it's time to go shopping. And we'll pretty much just go down the list of parts. So starting with the front bumper, we do need one of those. And we have a few different options for the front bumper. I want the big, aggressive, aftermarket looking one, so I'll add that to cart. And there's some fenders listed here, but the fenders listed here are not compatible with my vehicle. The ones for my vehicle are under other. So it's a little bit confusing to find at first, but once you figure that out, it's not too bad. And I think we only have one option for the fenders that are compatible with this vehicle. Yeah, we don't have any nice aftermarket wide body kits, so we'll just grab one of each for the regular fenders, front and back. The mirrors are good, but we could get better mirrors. Those ones look real fast, don't they? So we'll go ahead and grab both of those. Well, actually, we need to grab a left and a right, not two of the same side. There we go. There's the other side. And we have side skirts here as well, but I didn't actually look at the side skirts on my vehicle. They'll probably have to be replaced, but we'll come back to that later. Next, we're going to move over to the rear bumper. And again, I want the really aggressive aftermarket looking one, which would be this one. Then we go to the doors, and we need doors everywhere. So we need rear doors, and then we need some front doors. Just doors, doors, doors. And we got mirrors are listed here too as well. Again, the parts are a little bit hard to find sometimes. Windows, I'm not even going to bother. Windows can be a pain in the butt, so I don't need windows, man. I'm too cool for them. Hood, though, we will definitely get. And they're all very, very similar, but if you click on them, you get an image that's a little bit bigger. And you kind of see like where the creases are and figure out which one you like. I'm just going to go with this one at the bottom. And then saying we need a trunk as well. For the trunk, there's only one option, so that's nice and easy. And then we also need some interior trim pieces as well, I believe. So we need the door panels for the rear. Now, I don't know which ones are front and rear. If I had to guess, these ones are probably the ones in the rear, though. So we'll get one of each of those, because I think I was missing both. And then I also saw a cool steering wheel. We'll get the cool steering wheel, upgrade that while we're here. And that should be enough to at least get us started with these upgrades. So we'll go ahead and order that. 27,000 credits. And now let's make this thing all nice and pretty. So start off with the exterior parts. Front bumper, on. Front fender, on. Oh, I didn't remove this fender. Whoops. Go ahead and remove him. And put the new one on. Then we put the rear bumper on. Nice. The rear hatch. And then we'll put the doors on. So door, 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 door. Then you can put the panels on the doors. Gotta get the old panels and put those back on. Make it look nice on the inside. Gotta put the mirrors on. One mirror for each side. Then we can put the hood on. Those are all the parts I can put on right now, and it's looking quite a bit better. You notice the doors still aren't quite aligned because the hinges are actually busted up. But it's better. At least they're nice conditioned parts, right? So go ahead and sneak our way into the inside and replace the steering wheel. Make it have a nice, cool looking steering wheel. Stock one out, racing one in. Nice. So now we also have a good looking inside too, because we got the interior trim, we got the wheel. Overall, a great upgrade. We are still missing, however, the headlights, the grille, and then how are we on the back? Back looks good, so we'll get the headlights and the grille, and we'll have all the parts we can replace installed, I think. So back to the shop. And then for the grille, don't remember where that is. It's not under front bumper, so let's check other. There it is. And we got a few different options here. Let's get this one. It looks cool to have like that dark color on it. And then we need to find the lights. So we go to the lamp section. These are for the wrong style of vehicle. Here we go. And we can have different designs. So I'll have like one that looks completely different from the left and right. That'll be fun. Can we do the same for taillights? Oh, yes, we can. So we'll replace one of the taillights to make it look completely different. Order those parts. And then let's go ahead and equip them up. Start with the grille. Grille is on. Headlight, headlight. And then we'll replace think that's a left tail light I bought. So I'll replace the left tail light so it doesn't match. So it's like, yeah, I'm kind of making it look good, but at the same time, I'm not. Oh, it's the wrong side. All right, you know what? Let's make it all match up. I just got to figure out which one looks better. Oh, that looks so mean with the colored match. We got to have the color matched on both sides. We got to do that. So swap him out for a color matched one. Got to go buy one. If I can click the right button. I don't know which one I just removed. I wasn't paying attention. We'll buy one of each. We have lots of money, man. It's early access. It's fine. Go ahead and buy it. And install it. Nice. That thing looks mean. I love it. Now here's the next problem. The body panels are all different colors. It's not right. Good news is we can fix that as well. So back to the shops. And on the shops, we have the garage and paint parts. And there are a bunch of different paints we can buy. And there are also the painting pieces. So we need like the airbrush, the grinder. And then if we go all the way to the bottom, we have the sticker tool, the polisher, and the spray gun. Those are all parts we'll need for painting. And then for the paint, we're just going to grab one of each color because I haven't really decided on what color is going to work for this vehicle. And we'll figure it out when we're in the paint shop. And there's a lot of different colors actually to choose from. That's nice. You can really make it whatever you want it to look like. There we go. So we'll order all that, which is only $13,000. That's pretty good for basically a fully stocked paint shop. And then, actually, we need to bring that back up. We'll go to the paint booth. And now we can paint this guy. So we have 5 tools available to us. The first is the sander, which is used for removing paint that's already there. So if I wanted to change this blue paint out for something different, you would sand away the paint that's already there. Then we have the regular paint gun. And this is just used to spray paint wherever you put it. One neat thing about this is it actually matters what speed you move it along at. So if you move it nice and slow, you get a nice steady movement like that. Then if you go fast, you get it like nice and splotchy. So it's really like you're actually painting. Then you have the tiny spray gun, which is more used for details. You can see how much more narrow this thing is and how much finer it is. So if you want to make like a stripe going across your car, you can do it with this thing. Not that fast, obviously, because now it just is polka dotted. Then you have the sticker button. And with the sticker button, you can just add stickers to the car. So you have a bunch of knockoff brands here like Blistern, Great Turbos, K&N air filters. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's actually just K&N. And they have permission from K&N to use their name, which is just kind of funny. Because I was like looking through these, like, that's a funny knockoff. Hey, wait a minute, that's not a knockoff at all. But K&N just gave them permission to use their name, apparently. And then same for Novel. Like, Novel is the brand of paint used in this game, which is apparently a real paint brand. But I don't know paint brands that much, so I didn't even know that until I read that as well. Then you got like Red Cat and all that. And to put a sticker on, it's real easy. You pick the one you want. You could change the width and the height, so you can have it stretched out and kind of like all across the car like that. You can rotate it, you can mirror it, so you can have it where it's the same on both sides. Well, you have the option there, but it might not be implemented yet. I did not actually test that. Or it might be it was too big. I don't know. Let's see. Make it a little smaller and put it right there. All right, so it doesn't actually mirror it quite yet. Early access. Someday it probably will. But I just want to paint this thing a nice, normal paint job. So we're going to get the regular paint tool. Well, actually, I should mention, there's one more tool. There is the paint polishing tool. And all this does is it polishes up the paint. So, like, the paint on the doors right now is a really dull paint. If we go over it with this, it becomes nice and shiny. It's much prettier this way. So you want to go over all the paint like that when you're done sometimes. Like, it depends on the paint. I think some paints you actually need to do this, and then other ones, they're so glossy, you don't even really notice the difference. You can also do it over the stickers as well to make the sticker shiny. Like, the sticker looks dull. You know, go over it a little bit and it looks nice and shiny. Anyways, let's go ahead and paint this thing. And I'm just going to match the color that it already is. So that's any one of these 3 blues. I don't know which one it is. Well, hopefully it's this one, I'm guessing. That one looks the closest. And before we get painting, I want to mention, I really like how they have masking tape over everything. Like, even the whole interior of the vehicle has masking tape over everything. That way you don't get any overspray as you're painting the vehicle. So it actually feels like a paint shop, because that's what a real paint shop does. You know, they don't just freehand it and try to not get paint on things. No, they put paper and masking tape over the parts they don't want paint on. And that's how they do it so good, and why it works so badly for me when I try to do it in real life using just a can of spray paint. That's why I got overspray everywhere. Here, we don't gotta worry about that. Also, you can easily tell what windows are installed and which ones aren't, because the windshield has masking tape and paper all over it where the side windows don't. And that's actually kind of surprising, because even the interior has the masking tape and stuff on it. And if you had all the windows in the vehicle, you wouldn't even be able to see inside the vehicle. Like, that's one of those details you would only see if you specifically have a vehicle that doesn't have glass. And for some reason, I can't paint this. I don't know why. Like, I see a little bit of blue on it, but I can't paint it. I don't know. Some parts get to be white, I guess. That's just the way things are going to be. Or maybe if I remove the hood, it'd be easier to paint. The hood does kind of like overlap with the light, I noticed when I added them together. But that's why it looks so mean. It's because the hood just overlaps the light just a little bit, and it wouldn't look the same without that hood. I don't think it's too important. The main thing I just want to do is make it all have a single shade of color, because it was a disaster before. And yeah, I'm painting like directly inside the vehicle, and it's fine. We got masking tape everywhere in there. It's good, man. You don't have to worry about a thing. And if you wanted to, you could just right click on a body part and it'll completely paint that body part for you. And it's perfectly painted. And that's great if that's what you want. But I like doing the painting because it'll have some flaws, I know. But those little flaws give it character and tell a story. Like if I eventually say, here, I'm gonna put a different color on this thing, and I put like a red on top, and then I'll like notice, oh, look, in the door jamb, there's some blue there. Oh, I remember when this car was blue. That's so cool. Like, it's just kind of like, it gives it that personal touch, and it's more realistic. Like, I guess you could say if you really want the perfect paint job, yeah, you can pay enough for that, but this is me painting the car. I'm not gonna have the perfect paint job. I'm gonna have it, yeah, that's good enough. And speaking of good enough, that's good enough. Now we'll go ahead and sand it all down, or not sand it, polish it all down to make it nice and shiny. One thing, I wish the things up top had labels, because it's really easy to forget which one is the sander and which one is the polisher. And if you grab the wrong one, you ruin your beautiful brand new paint job. I've done that before. It sucks. So I had to like redo that section and stuff. And also the order, I think, depends on what order you purchase it. So if you purchase the sander first, it's going to be listed first. If you purchase the polisher first, it's going to be listed first. So it can be a little bit confusing. You have to pay attention when you are grabbing the sander and the polisher. Anyways, we're almost done with polishing this vehicle up. You can tell, paint job is not perfect, but it's decent, and it gives it character. Yeah, like you can see here on the door, it's not great, but it's good enough, and I like how it turned out. Again, here on the door, you can tell how splotchy it actually is, but I'm okay with that. So there we go. This car is as fixed up as I can get it. And I know you're looking at this giant destroyed piece on the roof right here. Unfortunately, I cannot fix that yet. If you go over here to the select place, you'll see there is a body repair, but it says closed, and there's nothing you can do there yet. Eventually, you'll be able to fix up the body and make it where it's not all bent out of shape and stuff. But again, early access, so that is not implemented yet. However, the engine tuning is implemented. So if we do another video for this game, we could really try to tune this engine and get more power out of it. To give you an idea of what it's like, you would get the tuning tool and you click on different engine parts and you get different things you can modify. Like for the fuel rail, you can do the mixture ratio and the fuel consumption. Otherwise though, I think that's going to do it for this video. I'll do a little bit of driving just to try out my brand new car. Because after all that work, you got to try it out. And you know what? I think it is slower than it was initially because it probably did get some engine damage from that big jump I did. But it still drives, so that's good enough for me. Till next time, this is WhyBeAre, and remember, if you like or dislike this video, I will know. I can tell based on the splotchiness of the paint job I make. So do the right thing, and I'll see you next time.